Now, as I put to Kristin Tate, it's pretty insulting for Donald Trump to still be suggesting that it was Vladimir Zelensky who started that war.
Yeah, I mean, look, Zelensky has, though, been acting very foolishly and has made things a lot more difficult for Trump, trying to negotiate a peace deal between Putin and Zelensky. And meanwhile, Putin kind of sees the fractured relationship between Trump and Zelensky, and he's then emboldened to keep advancing and fighting. But, you know, Chris, what I think is that Trump may be realizing that coming to a deal is going to be much harder than he initially thought. And by making unrealistic promises on the campaign trail, he may have boxed himself in by creating these sort of unrealistic expectations for timelines here. And that also emboldens Putin. But at the same time, having said all of that, Trump is a fantastic deal maker, and he's dealing with this problem that was created by the previous administration largely, although, you know, this goes back decades. And if someone can get it done, it is him. So there are lots of moving pieces here, and, you know,
I've got no argument there. I've got no argument there. There's no doubt that Putin was emboldened under Obama to march into Crimea, and he marched into Ukraine when the Democrats were back in the White House. It may not have happened if Donald Trump had a second term back then, but and you got to judge Trump on his outcomes now. But if America is to be this beacon of freedom around the world, which it traditionally has been, and which we all want it to be, to have Trump demonising Vladimir Zelensky and not condemning Vladimir Putin is a bit rich.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I will say here in America, many people are furious at the behavior of Zelensky when he came to the White House. I mean, we have given his country so much of our hard-earned money. You know, this has been going on for years now, basically blank checks. We are funding pensions over there. We're funding small businesses over there while our small businesses have crumbled. And it was insulting to many to see his behavior in the Oval Office with Trump, kind of rolling his eyes and scoffing at the president and the vice president. However, I agree with you. Strategically, I'm not sure what Trump's angle is here. I will also say that while many Americans, of course, want this war to end, I mean, all Americans want this war to end, most people here right now are much more focused on their healthcare, the economy, and immigration. That seems to be where Trump is focused as well. But yes, most people want this war to end, and I'm not sure of Trump's strategy with you know, blasting Zelensky publicly.
Yeah, well, let's shift to the economy, because that's where Donald Trump has been incredibly active of late too. He's announced this pause on tariffs, although he's got a 10% tariff on everyone and extremely high tariffs on China. But he says he's not backing down. Here's the latest from the president.
I don't want to hurt anybody, but the end result is we're going to get to the position of greatness for our country. We're the greatest economic power in the world if we're smart. If we're not smart, we're going to hurt our country very badly.
Kristin, the stock markets have recovered, of course. There is a pause. We'll see what deals can be done in this 90-day pause. What's the expectations in the US at the moment as to whether tariffs are a good thing or a bad thing, whether they're going to be there to stay, and whether the US economy is going to recover, or we'll see more uncertainty in the weeks and months to come?
Well, look, if you talk to average Americans, they are pretty much split between party lines. If you talk to Democrats, they say the tariffs are awful and the economy is imploding. If you talk to Republicans, people who voted for Trump, they think this is great. Do I think they will be long lasting? Not for most countries. No, the administration has been in talks with many of our allies. They have said that you know, they're very close to deals with many of our allied nations. So we'll see what happens in the coming days. But look, the fundamentals here are that for years, for decades, this country, America, has been taken advantage of by the world. We have given endless foreign aid to countries around the world, and we've been taken advantage of. And many of these countries that we've been helping have closed their markets to us. It hurts American national security, and it's hurt American cities that have been absolutely hollowed out by the dying of American industrialization. So something had to change, and hopefully this is a short-term tool for for that change.
You certainly haven't been hurt by Australia. You have a trade surplus with us, yet we're still copping tariffs from our great alliance partner.
And I think we'll come to a deal with Australia. I think we'll come to a deal with Australia fairly quickly. That would be my hope. Yeah,
that'd be the hope here as well. I've got to get your thoughts on the previous incumbent though, because I think this is laughable news. I laughed out loud when I read it this morning, and that is that President Joe Biden apparently is going to write a book about his presidency. Now, this is going to be a real page turner, isn't it? Like a day 5, this job is harder than I thought. I'm going to the beach. Day 6, I'm sitting on the beach again. I mean, there wasn't a lot of action.
Well, that's not what the book is going to say. I mean, this is Joe Biden's presidency. I mean, it was a total embarrassment. But Biden and his family want to publish these memoirs to kind of spin what actually happened and give his account of his presidency and explain why he stepped aside to let Kamala run. But, everyone realizes Biden is an embarrassing footnote in American presidential history, but this is his opportunity to spin it and to try to reshape the narrative and what will be written in the history books. Do I think this book will sell many copies? Of course not, but there are some hardcore Biden voters out there who will buy it. They won't read it, but it will sit on their shelf and, collect dust. And hey, Biden family, they love cash grabs, so Biden will get to pocket a little bit of cash here too.
But the other point here, Kristin, of course, is that Joe Biden won't write this. Someone will write it for him. Of course. Someone might read it to him at some stage to get his approval. But my strong advice, if you want to read a book on the Bidens, don't wait for this one. Just get out and buy Miranda Devine's books on Hunter Biden.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yes, he didn't run his own presidency. He won't write his own book. And yeah, you're right. He probably won't even read his own book that he wrote.
Thanks for joining us, Kristin.
Thank you, Chris.